Hari Om, and we'll continue today with our pranas. But before that, I just say that I'm not preparing for these talks, so I allow to whatever knowledge have to come through me right now to pass through. Therefore, I'm very appreciate for your interest, and we will talk today about next prana Vayus. So we looked in the previous talks about sthoola or sthoola prana, or the main prana, and we talked about apana Vayu. That's the one that's below your waist in the legs. Next one, samana. Samana, it's the one that's kind of between your diaphragm and the apana, the lower one. So basically around the belly. Let's read about it. Samana is the third prana. It operates between the navel and the diaphragm, the particular place. The word samana is derived from the root saman, meaning equal or balanced. Thus, it acts as a balancer or equalizer for the two opposite forces of prana and apana. So the one that we talked about in the chest and one in the legs. Samana activates and maintains the digestive organs and the secretion, and it's responsible for metabolism. So that's functions of this prana Vayu. It is associated with digestive fire, called Agni or Jatarangi. Samana is experienced as a sideways movement of light, like the swinging of a fast pendulum from right to left and left to right. It is responsible for the Manipura experience of vitality and dynamism. We talk about this in the chakras more particular, that the Manipura, our navel center, that's the main Manipura Chakra location here, just across your spine. So basically all the navel kind of responsible for this, and it's the digestive fire. And the symbol of this chakra is the blazing sign as well. So it's all about Agnya fire. We burn whatever energy is coming from top or from the bottom here, transform into different aspects as a fire, burn everything very fast and change its physical substance. So you burn something and it changes form, become smoke and evaporates, or change totally its qualities, become the energy and the heat. Similar here. And our digestion, that's what it does on a very simple level. When we eat food, solid substance, it gets transformed here, burned, and become as energy or something we use for our life. Yeah. So let's have a look. There's 6 major organs of digestion: liver, stomach, duodenum, spleen, and the small and large intestines all fall within the field of samana. So all these controlled here. The body receives its life support and healthy nourishment by the agency of samana. Distinctive feature of samana is that although it is a single force, it is capable of different activities in all these different organs. So you can imagine all these organs quite complicated if you study anatomy, biology of the human body, and there's so many little peculiarities. They're all very vital for our survival and health. Even some disbalance in one or other could cause big problem. Let's see, there's not much in this book about it. Subtle levels. Samana maintains the cohesion and balance between the koshas. Koshas, the body, so between physical and prana body, or your prana body and mental body, and so on. It is subtle, it's in comparison to apana, and gross in comparison to prana. So it's a similar kind of how we go when we go through the chakras higher, we go from gross to the subtle, similar here. Just as it helps digest food, samana is also responsible for digesting the mind stuff. And it's mean, as I told you, how it's between the koshas. Over choking in your mind as well can be very bad. And as we consume food, we hopefully and often we're careful what we do eat, what we don't eat, what is good for us or not. And we're all aware of it. We eat one food and next night, next day, we do feel the effect of it. Or it can accelerate some sensations, some desires, or opposite, depleted it. Depends on the herb and spices. Spices very good in this. It could be warming type of food, could be cooling, and so on. And we know this. And if you want to make somebody more excited or angry, for example, you can give them more spicy food like onion, garlic, these kind of things, or spice can do that as well. So we can by using the food affecting that. And the same here, it says about your mind. And in the modern world specifically, when we use the social media or whatever media we use, we choke and cannot digest as much information as we received. And you notice you feel happier when you off the phones or you go to the forest and you consume by simple but present tasks in your life. Like that's what we do when we practice yoga. We become happier just by taking simple positions and watching our breath. And the same here with your mind stuff. Yeah. So be very careful what you are putting into not just your mouth, but into your vision, ears, into your mind. Yeah. Indication of imbalance. Samana, the equalizer, is disturbed whenever one's mental peace and harmony are disturbed. Whenever there is a turbulence in the body, in the senses, Samana becomes agitated and causes disorders. Poor assimilation of food is a result of Samana imbalance, causing building up of toxins as well as psychological blockage. And these things, as I told you before, and I'm going to repeat it again and again, it's all vice versa. Psychological, mental, affecting our physical body health, physical body or toxins, what we simply eat or what we simply see, will affect your other koshas, other bodies, mental state, and can cause depression and so on. So it's both ways, both way streets. It might seem like Samana is just here located, not such a big deal, but it's very big center. It's digestive center, which transform more growth, more start from the food or from apana energy into more subtle and higher levels of the energies. Often in yoga, we focus here. In my practices, we do a lot of stuff on here, bandhas, breathing, nauli. We do specific asanas, the ones that connected both upper and lower body and these different energies. And as much as we want to burn the energy, at the same time, we don't want to overburn ourselves. And we do a lot of inversions in yoga asanas, specifically towards the end of the practice. We'll create the fire and then we go to inversions. We reverse this aging and burning our life force process. I talk about this quite a lot in my chakra course as well. So let's consider one more Vayu, Udana. Udana Vayu. On the physical level, it's the fourth manifestation which operates in the extremities or the limbs, the arms, legs, neck, and head. So it's something outside of this torso. This prana is responsible for all the sensory organs and the organs of action, or they will call the action organs karmendriyas. Karma, it's the action. It's not just karma as you used to hear it in the modern world. Karma is something bad that happened with you and gonna pay you back now. Karma is just the action. Yeah? Akarma, vikarma, and just the karma, it's all could be, depends on your life and differences. So we'll talk about this later. It coordinates and controls the movement of the legs. So this Udana, arms, neck, and direct activities of the brain and sensory organs that are situated in the head region. So we're talking about vision, taste, ears, smells. This includes eyes, vision, ears, hearing, tongue, taste, nose, smell, skin, tactile sensations. The organs of action controlled by Udana are the three: hands, feet, and speech. Yeah? The other two will be excretory and reproductive organs are under the control of apana, and we talked about this before. Udana also assists prana in inhalation and exhalation, intake of food and drink, as well as vomiting, spitting, swallowing, saliva. All these functions of the throat and mouth are situated by Udana, and its influence begins from the region of Vishuddhi Chakra. Vishuddhi Chakra here on the throat, at the back of your neck. It also maintains the pranic link between the heart and the brain. In addition, Udana aids the minor pranas in carrying out their activities due to its close proximity to them. All the 5 minor pranas, we'll talk about this, function, and they function because of this Udana prana. So it is have particular responsibilities for itself, but it's also connecting those smaller pranas and the bigger pranas. Udanas sustain the sense of organs and their activities. The enjoyment of senses keeps Udana active because it's function according to the needs. The force of Udana keeps the body upright. It is responsible for anti-gravitational activities of the body, particularly by the hands and the feet. And here we just described all the physical aspects of this, and it's maybe a little bit hard to grasp on. Prana a little bit easier here as well. We can feel this prana in the chest easier. Samana quite easy to grasp and feel, reflect to it, and that one's kind of more connecting in head and sensors, and the same time movement on the legs and head and gravity. How can one be responsible for our resistance to the gravity? So we feel ourselves upright on this planet Earth. It's funny. Sometimes I'm amazed how we could be not aware of our body and presence in this particular part of the universe here on this particular planet. Because if you study geography or astronomy, you know that our planet is actually rotating all the time. So you can see it when the sun moves in the sky, but it's not this, because the sun's so far away, it's hard to grasp it. But at the same time, we're moving on the surface of our huge planet. The radius of the planet, more than 6,000 kilometers. 6,000 kilometers. You can imagine how big the diameter of our globe. And it's spinning very fast. So the speed on the surface are the particular point on the planet very high. It's quiet for us. We don't aware of it because of atmosphere and the gravity. And the way how our sensory organs and we are attuned to this and how it's controlled. But at the same time, we're moving through the space around our planet, and the planet is moving around the sun itself in a high speed. There's a big distance in the year we walk around, travel around the sun. If you looked on all the numbers, it's crazy speeds. And moreover, we're rotating around ourselves on the planet. We're also rotating around the sun. And at the same time, the sun is moving, and I think it's moving towards the Alpha Centauri. That's kind of the direction of our solar system now. And within the galaxy, so the sun moving as well with a very high speed through the space. There's all these frictions going through different energy in the space, in the vacuum, whatever it is itself, within our solar system. And we're also rotating around our sun, and at the same time rotating around ourselves. And we're sitting here and we're watching our breath, and we accumulate for all of these aspects, if you know what I mean. So that's things that always amaze me. And there's now pictures on the internet you can see with simulations of showing this, how we're actually drawing the spirals through the space all the time with all the solar system, and also the galaxy in which we're located. We're located in one of the Sagittarius limb of our Milky Way, and we are moving throughout this like a propeller through the space around other galaxies. So it's all very interesting concept to grasp, and these little subtle prana things around us making us keeping insane, understand what the bottom, what the top, and don't go crazy in this very dynamic world. So let's look on Udana subtle levels. Udana allows one to perform positive mental work. That's good. And it's responsible for sweet, melodious, and impressive speech. It allows for the exchange of prana between the head and the heart, thereby establishing contact between the subtle and causal body. Causal body, or this high level, that, and if you consider 5 bodies, it will be the 5th, the highest, the golden egg body, the one that actually we are in exists. So that any other's body, so prana body, mental body, we all accumulated it through the lives, and we can live it like when we live every 100 or so our years physical body. The prana body constantly changing as well, and we also can kind of shred it away or lose it also. But the causal body, it's the one that is, I understand, stay with us. If you have different ideas, correct me. So this on a subtle level, it's connecting us with that. Udana's experience is a spiraling flows of light down the arms and legs and up through the head. Udana pervades Ajna, Bindu, and Sahasrara chakras. Ajna within the head, Bindu, it's this point on top of the head, kind of where my tail today, and Sahasrara, this chakra just outside of your head, on top, the one with the thousands and millions of petals, which one that connect us. It's kind of outside of our body. We don't have much control of that. We could be aware of it, but it's the one that connect us to the higher self, so higher world. It brings energy up the Koshas from the gross to subtle. When the yogi fixes his intention on Udana, he becomes free from hunger, thirst, sleep, and drowsiness. Drowsiness when you kind of fallen asleep. The activity of Udana becomes extremely slow and subtle during meditation and samadhi. So that's that moment when you're getting this, like when everything stops. A constant swirl of energy and sensations just slow down and you kind of become very still. I think that's what is described. Indication of imbalance. Irregular Udana causes breathing troubles, insufficiency in physical and mental work, inability to think clearly or express oneself, uncoordinated speech, weakened will, and lack of cheer. Yeah, so depression, pessimistic moods, when we kind of look in a half empty glass rather than half full glass. It also says this imbalance. It's when I will probably attribute it. It's this when we're losing the taste and interest in life. We're losing the faith. We're thinking everything only for the bad. There's no point. We don't believe in, we always find excuses that our universe cannot be loving us or so benevolent and loving to us. It must be very negative, and it's very easy to do these days. As I told you, you overchalked your mind or through the body. People don't understand. They have breakfast, lunch, and they're already on the rest of the day. They set these intentions throughout. So it's all connected. As we can see, they can very easily, but just affecting one digestive one or Udana thoughts. Yeah, you can see, or bad speech or something that they can very easy upset the day or our moods, or even causative depression and disease. And as I told you, sometimes disease can come mostly from your mind, from some ideas that come to you and you think they're yours and they stuck with you because you have this depletion of Udana, and then everything else gonna fall apart like a dominoes, effect. And people think there's something wrong, there's a disease or something happening in the world, but it will be something simple. It's something you hear or think that happening in real life, which is not happening in reality. They might change everything and cause this very sad depressions and sometimes fatal consequences for our life. And that's the beauty of the yoga, without doing much, just to switch your awareness, for particular things, particular chakras or points or parts on the body or on the breath. Slightly change your breath and you can correct it. Start correcting all these different aspects, koshas and vayus, the winds, the prana flows in yourselves, and you feel more positive, more loving life. You want to go and do something, you want to give love, or you just want to stay quietly and observe it around you. And that's the beauty of yoga practice. Hari Om.